All right, it's Keegan. I spent 18 years with a narcissist, so you don't have to. All right, what is narcissism? Now, some people may not be familiar with this term, but is a psychological disorder, mental disorder that includes high sense of importance, need for excessive admiration, a fragile self-esteem, troubled relationships. And I also learned from a Pakistani doctor, which I can't name at this time, it is a product of nurturing, so failed parenting or a specific situation in the home as a child. So it's not like primary psychopathy. It's similar to psychopathy. It's a form of psychopathy, which means you lack empathy, right? But a primary psychopath is one that's born like that. So think of like serial killers, stuff like that. But a secondary psychopath is learned psychopathic behavior. It's similar to that, but it's more relationship specific. And there's a whole body of work regarding narcissism with like catchphrases and all kinds of stuff. So it's like a whole philosophy on it. And it's mostly true in my opinion, because I did research this in the past. But I diagnosed my ex as having narcissism disorder. And I don't make these videos to defame anybody. I wish anyone that's been in my past all the luck, the best wishes. Like, this is not to damage anyone's reputation. Like, this is literally to help men who are in relationships like this, or women. Yeah, there's male narcissists too. Like, but it's literally to help people like recognize these signs and to get the fuck out ASAP, because there's no fixing that. They're broken, and unless they willingly fix it themselves, you're not going to be able to change them. So, going through my notes. So this video is more about just the early signs I seen that she had some mental problems. So we were, laying around watching TV. Her brothers were younger at the time. They were bugging me to play Halo 2. I had talked myself up that I was some G at the original Halo, and I kind of was. But so they got the Halo 2, and they were like, "Oh, you gotta play." So I'm chilling in the room with my woman, and their brothers won't leave me alone. So I'm like, "All right, I'll play a game." I go in there, and she loses it. Like, I told her, like, I'm gonna go in there and play a game. She's like, whatever. I go in there and play, and because I wasn't giving her enough attention or something, she's beating on the door, right? And we're like, yo, we're just playing a video game. Like, I'll be out in a minute. She kicks the fucking door in, breaks the lock. Just psychotic behavior like that. And that's one of the first instances I knew like something was going on. Something was going on with her. Other things, like, to demand all your time and attention. Like, if you don't give them 100%, like, it's a fight. It's just, they'll get real nasty. But even if you do, you're never 100%, and you're never 100% doing enough. You can never make them happy, because they aren't happy with themselves. They need validation from other people. Like a fish needs water. Like you need air. They have to have it. They have to constantly be around people. This is another thing I noticed, which in itself is not a problem, but it's all the time. It has to be all the time. And like, especially when we had a family together in a house, it's like, you can't be out of the house every weekend. Like, sometimes you have to stay there and fix stuff, clean stuff, just upkeep on the house or just be with, like, she never just wanted to be with just us. Like, she always had the weekend planned. Before I could even have a fucking word in on what was going on, she always had the weekend planned. Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. It's this, that going on. Any free time I had was already tied up. It just... And obviously, I could not change her mind, but it's definitely, with a narcissist, it's their way or no way. There's no bargaining with this person. Now, if they're needy, if they're narcissists and they need you, they'll work with you, of course. But if they're a narcissist and they realize they don't need you, or they've got other options, which they always keep on the sideline. It's a term in this body of work called having people in their garage, like cars lined up ready to use. So they always got, like, if you're a woman, there's always got guys on the side, talking to them, friends, male friends, whatever. So even if they aren't actively talking to other people, like, they're looking. Trust me, they're always looking. But I didn't finish my notes on this. But yeah, early on I noticed signs, and I guess I just lied to myself about it. And even after I did the research and we got back together after the divorce, like, I just lied to myself about it. I wanted it to work, and it's not going to. Not until they fix themselves. They have to be by themselves for a period of time and fix themselves. And most of the time, they're just going to refuse to do that. They'll monkey branch into someone else. And it's too bad. It's too bad because, I think me and her had potential. And it was a time where I thought she was changing, like, the way she spoke to me. But it just flipped on a dime. And but like I said, that's the message of this video, is if they're unwilling to change, there's nothing you can do. Like, it's probably not gonna end well for you. So either make an ultimatum to them that they fix their issues, or you're gone. And you have to be strong like that. You have to be willing to be alone as well. And that's something I was unable to do for myself. So, not willingly anyway. But this is Keegan with another one. We'll have more stories in the future. Peace out. And recording.